What if I told you there is a technique so powerful that people using it often call it magic? But it is not magic. It is a forgotten law that has been used for centuries to rewrite reality. Neville Goddard taught that most people miss the way to change the past in their consciousness so that the present and future automatically transform. The best part is you do not have to tell anyone about it. You just do it and observe what happens. Most people think that reality is fixed. They believe that the past is immutable. What is done, but Neville Goddard saw reality differently. He taught that the past exists only in our consciousness. And if we can change the past in our consciousness, our present and future must also change. This is not just wishful thinking, it is a powerful mental law. This is a powerful mental law that most people never use because instead of waiting for something to change, the technique assumes that it has already happened. When you master rewriting the past, changes occur so quickly that those around you will consider it magic. Let's consider this step by step. Step 1. Identify what needs to be changed. Consider this. What if the past is not set in stone? What if right now you have the power to rewrite it and thereby change your present and future? Because here is the truth. Your memory is not just a recording of what happened. It is a blueprint that your subconscious uses to create your future. Everything you experience today is the result of a past assumption that became a belief. And until you change that belief, nothing in your reality will shift. But the moment you rewrite even yesterday, your subconscious rewrites your reality to match the new version. Remember a recent moment that did not go as you wanted? Maybe you expected to receive money, but it did not arrive. Maybe you had an argument or a difficult conversation that left you drained. Instead of acceptance or blocking, most people accept these moments as facts. They repeat them in their consciousness, reproducing every detail. And without even realizing it, they strengthen them as a permanent reality. But what if you could go back and change the very memory? What if your subconscious could accept a different past where everything happened exactly as you wanted? That is what Neville discovered. The past is not fixed. Your mind is constantly revising, reshaping, and re-indexing it. And if you can take control of this process, your reality must change to match it. Now let's move on to the revision method right now. Take that memory and rewrite it in your consciousness. If you expected money but it did not arrive, imagine that you received it last week. Feel the relief of having it. If you had a disturbing conversation, rewrite it in your mind. Hear the other person apologize, feel the harmony as if it had always been that way. If you faced rejection or a missed opportunity, change it in your consciousness. See yourself receiving that call, that letter saying, "Congratulations, you got it." Feel the excitement and confidence that it has already happened. The key moment is not just to see it, but to feel it. You are not dreaming. You are not hoping. You are reliving it. You are rewriting it. Step 2, reproduce it. Here is where most people go wrong. They visualize once and expect everything to change instantly. But Neville Goddard taught that the key is persistence. Your subconscious does not change from a single thought, it changes from repetition. You are not just imagining something different, you are rewriting the past, which your mind accepts as real. The best time for this is before bed, because in this relaxed state, your subconscious is most open. This is the moment when reality is most malleable. Instead of what really happened, play out what should have happened. This is not just a technique, it is an emotional transformation. Your subconscious does not react to empty thoughts, it reacts to feelings. So when you revise, immerse yourself in the emotions of it being real. Repeat it naturally. The goal is not to force yourself to believe, the goal is to repeat it until your mind accepts it as the only version of reality. Think about a memory from years ago, something you have told yourself over and over. It seems solid, right? Because repetition made it real. That is exactly how the technique works. Revise it, reproduce it again and again, night after night, until it becomes so natural that you begin to forget the original version. And as soon as that happens, your subconscious reprograms itself. Step 3, watch what happens as your external reality shifts. Because your subconscious controls your reality, if you change your memories, you change reality. Your mind does not know the difference between the imagined and the real. It only knows what you constantly tell it as the truth. Step 4, act in silence. This is where most people fail, not because the technique does not work, but because they do not allow it to fully take root. They perform the technique, feel the shift, and then they start talking. They tell friends, explain to family, share on social networks, Or what is worse, they start looking for evidence. They wake up and check if the money has arrived. Look in the mirror. Do I look different? Observe people's reactions. Are they treating me differently? The moment they do this, they interrupt the process. Your subconscious is like wet cement. When you impress a new version of reality into your mind, it is like leaving a handprint in that cement. But what happens if you touch it too soon? You smear it, distorting the shape. That is exactly what happens when you tell someone what you are manifesting. Every time you do that, you pull the energy outward instead of allowing it to solidify. It is like planting a seed in the ground and then digging it up every day to check if it is growing. You kill the process before it has time to take root. Neville Goddard taught that assumption is stronger than observation. Most people live by observation. They first look at their reality and then decide what to believe. But when you do that, you are reacting to life instead of creating it, because reality does not change while you are observing. A caterpillar does not turn into a butterfly while looking in a mirror. A seed does not grow while it is constantly being dug up. The sun does not rise while you are waiting for it. It just appears. That is how manifestation works. You do not observe it. You do not wait for it. You assume that it is already done. And the moment you stop needing proof, that is when the proof appears. Are you ready to apply this? If you are ready to revise your past and change your future, then act right now, because the moment you declare it, the moment you let go, reality will have no choice but to catch up.